Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today as we continue on in our study of the book of Revelation. Today we're going to be looking at chapter 17. So let's go ahead and jump into the study, beginning at verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit unto the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, chapter 17 and 18 picture the judgment of God on an empire called Babylon the Great. In verse 5, the great whore is named Babylon the Great. The waters represent the various peoples and nations of the earth. She sitteth upon them in the sense that she has worldwide influence. Her fornication refers to spiritual adultery in the form of idolatry and religious apostasy. The kings and the inhabitants of the earth have opened their arms to her influence. The beast is the same beast spoken of back in chapter 13 that we looked at back there. The Antichrist and his empire is who the beast is. If you want to go back to chapter 13, the video is here on the channel. You can find that and go back through that if you like. All right, her sitting upon the beast represents the intimate association between the two. An association of support, influence, and control. All right, let's go on at verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So, the elegant clothing and jewelry of the woman show her wealth and attractiveness. But her activities are filthy and abominable to God. Her name is Babylon the Great. Ancient Babylon is a type of prefigurement of this future Babylon. The harlot will do what literal Babylon did in the past: oppress God's people, propagate a false religious system. Now, much of the world's idolatry can be traced back to historical Babylon as the fountainhead of idolatry. Babylon the harlot is the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Now, the harlot has killed many of God's saints and Christian martyrs throughout the ages, and will do so again during the tribulation period. Now, I can't speak today. Sorry about that. Forgive me. Admiration here means amazement. All right, let's go on verse 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they beheld the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. So, the beast as an empire goes through 4 stages from the viewpoint of the beginning of the tribulation period. First, it was, meaning it existed in the form of the ancient Roman Empire. And then second, it is not, meaning it's not existed as an empire since the 5th century and will not exist again until the Antichrist gains worldwide authority during the tribulation period. And then third, it shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, meaning Satan will raise up the Antichrist as his false Messiah and give him worldwide rule. And then fourth, the Antichrist will be cast into perdition, meaning the lake of fire. Unbelievers will wonder in amazement at this revival of the power and glory of the Roman Empire. All right, let's go on verse 9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. So, the 7 heads of the beast represent 7 mountains on which the woman sits. The city of Rome was known throughout the ancient world as a city built on 7 mountains. Now, John notes that the wise mind will make the proper identification. The woman represents idolatrous, anti-God civilizations centered at Rome, but with worldwide influence. The identification of the 7 heads as Rome shows that the beast will have his major base of operations at Rome. All right, let's go on verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, 1 is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. The 7 kings represents the 7 kingdoms that throughout history have ruled over Israel and much of the known world. Egypt, Assyria, Babylonia, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, and the revived Roman Empire of the early tribulation period. 5 are fallen, meaning past. 1 is the Roman Empire, existing at the time of John. And the 7th, the revived Roman Empire, that is not yet come. This revived Roman Empire is represented in Daniel by the 10 toes of the statue of chapter 2, verse 41 through 44, and by the 10 horns on the 4th beast of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 7 and 20 and 24. And in Revelation, by the 10 horns of the first beast, we looked at back chapter 13, verse 1, 17, verse 3, and then 12 and 13. It will exist as a major power for a short time, since it will then give its power and authority to the beast. All right, let's read verse 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7 and goeth into perdition. So the beast, the final world kingdom ruled by the Antichrist, is the 8th kingdom. He is of the 7 in that he is the culmination of all the previous pagan idolatrous empires. But he will go into perdition, meaning the lake of fire. All right, let's go on at verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. He is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. The 10 horns on the beast represent 10 kings of the future revived Roman Empire. Their worldwide power will come in association with the beast. 1 hour indicates a very short period of time. These rulers of a 10 federation of nations will ultimately give their political power to the beast to conquer the earth and make war against Christ. Now, the purpose of Satan through the beast and fellow kings is to establish in his mind an invincible kingdom that Christ cannot overcome when he returns. But don't be deceived. Christ is King of kings and Lord of lords. He's all powerful, and he will overcome the beast and this kingdom when he returns. Those who follow Christ are called and chosen by him and are faithful to him. All right, let's go on verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. The whore has been described as sitting on many waters, on the beast, and on 7 mountains. Here, in this verse, or in this passage, the waters are identified as peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues, indicating the worldwide influence and authority of the harlot. In verse 18, she's identified as that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, referring to a worldwide idolatrous pagan system centered at Rome. Now, toward the end of the tribulation period, the 10 kings will destroy the harlot system. They will do this as God's will, and will turn their total devotion and worship to the beast himself. The 10 kings will be God's instrument to destroy the harlot, Babylon. The destruction of the woman is pictured as the destruction of a great city in chapter 18, which we will look at next week. I thank you so much for joining me here on this channel for these studies, and I pray that you're getting some benefit from these studies. I appreciate you so much. I pray that you have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Blessings now.